Do you feel that you might be a quantum healer, cellular healer, psychic surgeon? I'm going to share something that I found inside of my clients' Akashic records in case it supports you on your journey as well. And hello, if it is your first time meeting me, my name is Sage, your sparkly fairy guide. If you would like your own reading, you can find the information in my bio or in the comments. When I went into her energy field, I was explaining why I was there. She had originally in her notes asked me about figuring out her soul mission or how to share her spiritual gifts with humanity. So I asked her energy body if she was ready, and she said, yeah, like a cartoon character. An anime character. Is very cute. I saw her holding a handful of blueberries, and those typically represent our third eye, mental clarity. They're also antioxidants for our physical body. Antioxidants are molecule compounds that prevent or delay cell damage. The reason that she was presenting this to me was to let me know that she is a cellular healer. Now, we're about to get into some science, and I'm just going to say I'm not an expert or a medical professional. These are things that I downloaded from her higher self, who does know more about this. I'm going to do my best to relay this information. She said that she wanted her to start researching telomeres. If you look at your shoelaces, the little plastic tip at the end, telomeres are they're the end caps of our chromosomes. Chromosomes are made of DNA and proteins found in the nucleus of our cells that carry genetic information required for growth, development, and reproduction. That was a mouthful. You have your chromosomes. Their telomeres are on the end caps here. As our cells are splitting over time, our telomeres get shorter and shorter, and that is actually what causes the aging process. And there are a lot of different things that you can do to prevent or repair telomeres. So that looks like getting really good sleep, reducing stress and anxiety, not drinking, not smoking, exercising regularly, eating healthy. When telomeres become too short or dysfunctional, chromosomes within it can break or rearrange, leading to genomic instability. This causes mutations like cancer. I told her that her spiritual gift is the ability to read people's DNA, chromosomes, and telomeres on a quantum level to assess where those things currently are, how to prevent things from happening, and repair damage that has already happened. This is a form of astral projecting into somebody's energy field. I do that to find out about people's soul missions and their spiritual gifts and different incarnations and talk to their inner children, trauma things. She, however, goes in to look at telomeres, DNA, chromosomes. We're about to talk about some things that she and you can do if this is of interest and you want to get deeper into it. I said, reading the book Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. He talks about connecting into the quantum field in order to do this level of healing on someone. And he has healed things within himself and his back injuries that he had, but he's also had a lot of people that have attended his seminars and just learned from him in general that have healed leukemia and all sorts of different types of maladaptive physical ailments. What he also teaches in that book is how to reach theta brainwave states. That is a very deep form of meditation that one has to be able to get to in order to do this type of astral projection into another's field. Most people are living in alpha and beta brainwave states, very buzzy. Theta and even delta is where you need to get to as a practitioner. Obviously, that's not the only place that teaches this. His book, you can find a lot of resources on Google or YouTube. This is how I learned and was the easiest for me. He also talks a lot about quantum physics. And if you are this type of healer, even though that seems really heady and theoretical, just like myself, when I was reading this, I said, oh yeah, all this makes sense. Things just started clinking in. Even though I didn't go to school for that or had no formal training, it's already within me, all of that information. Learning about chakras is going to be really beneficial because that helps you read things in people's field with more precision and clarity. That is originally why I started studying them, not necessarily to become a Reiki master or practitioner, even though that is really beneficial because it teaches you the flow of life force energy within yourself and others. It is figuring out what parts of somebody are in misalignment through specific energy points. So instead of trying to heal a whole person, it's like, let me see this very specific point within them, and chakra work will help you get there, along with learning about meridian lines. Those are the energetic pathways of life force energy that flows through us. It's like tiny little lines all through in our body that connect our brain and our skin, organs, chakras, everything within you. So meridian lines. Working on your clairvoyant abilities is also really beneficial. Not that you need to be able to see like you would with your physical eyes, but what I told her is that your DNA and telomeres and chromosomes can be read like scripts, like literally in your hand, to see what's going on, almost like a doctor when it's in front of they're in front of your hospital bed and they're reading your chart. You can pull that up within somebody's field and make it a lot easier. That is when you get a little bit more developed. However, we do have the ability to ask our DNA, chromosomes, and telomeres to come forward because they have their own consciousness and encodements, and speak to them like a person. It is going to be so much easier for you to heal someone that way. You can do the same exact thing with somebody's root chakra or their throat chakra, or you can even ask their back pain to speak to you in a human form, so you can have a two-way conversation and see specifically what is ailing them. So asking telomeres, DNA, and chromosomes, hey, I need your consciousness to come forward so we can have a conversation. Her higher self said, hey, basically you hold the keys to the fountain of youth. If you are able to do preventative and repair care on people's telomeres, you're going to help people be able to experience so much more of a energized and youthful experience in their time here. And the example that I was giving her is, I'm in my 30s now, and I look so much younger than I did when I was in my 20s. People all the time are like, oh, you're not 18? You're not 19? But that's because I've healed so much trauma within myself, that heavy density, and my skin is clearer, my aura is brighter. It's not just healing my physical body. I've healed so much of my light body as well, and it just radiates out of me like youthfulness. That's what happens when you do this type of quantum healing on self or others. I told her, when you get deeper into this ability as well, you can heal generational and ancestral trauma, because that is also held within people's DNA and their cells. So not only are you helping this person, you're helping their whole timeline lineage. And then because we are all reflections of source and are related to one another, you are helping the collective whole. That another area of interest for you might be biohacking, which is self-taught human improvement, enhancement. A representative of this is Wim Hof. You may have heard of his breathing techniques. He did a lot of cold plunges as well, and taught himself how to hold his breath for 5 to 7 minutes. And he was teaching this to, large groups of persons about how to have transcendental experiences through your breath work. But this is something that he initially did on self, and now is a mentor and a teacher and a guide, but he has enhanced his physical body beyond what most people are able to do. This is when I asked my client's energy body, do you need anything else from me? And she said, I think that I'm going to need somebody who is an expert of this within my field to help me remember. And I said, okay, this is a perfect opportunity to look at your own DNA because your Akashic records are held within that in your cells. And so we astral projected it into hers. And when I looked, I saw this gentleman, and I said, hello, and introduced myself. And he said hello and told me his name, and that he was a genetic mutation specialist specializing in anomalies. He said, I have the scientific background, and you, talking about my client, have the energy healing capabilities, and we together are going to be able to go beyond what modern science is capable of. Hospitals, doctors, nurses, there's only so much that can be done on this 3D plane through technology and medicine. A lot of it needs to be done through energy healing on that quantum level. Not saying one is better than the other, because we are physical human beings, but then we also are spirits with a soul, so there needs to be a combination of the two. I gave her the example of, I have met with clients who have been going to therapy for 5, 10, 15 years and have been working on the same thing over and over again, trauma. I have one 90-minute session with them and it's gone. Because I'm able to see layers through my psychic abilities and multidimensional tools that a regular therapist oftentimes is not able to get to that depth level. Or I am able to channel somebody's higher self and their inner children directly, and so it oftentimes is going to have a different impact than talking about it objectively. And this is not saying that therapy isn't amazing, because it absolutely is. That's what I was originally going to go to school for. This is just more pointed direction sometimes, and we're able to lift that off at a much more accelerated pace with one another. So this different incarnation of hers that was a genetic mutation specialist said, I will give you the information I have if you choose to walk this path. He looked like Milo from Atlantis, if you've seen that movie. He has like blonde hair, kind of has a haircut like me, and he has the glasses. He was very cute. He said, all you need to do is believe in your genes, which I thought was so funny. Instead of like believe in yourself, believe in, you know, like your DNA genes. I was like, oh, that's a funny pun. Some recommendations for me is, if you look up Greg Braden on YouTube, he talks about a lot of different things. The pyramids, ancient Egypt, cosmic history, specifically though for DNA and his thoughts on them, because he bridges science and multidimensionality, the metaphysics, and he speaks in a way that's very easy to understand these concepts. And that is how I originally got into this type of work with psychic surgery. It's not really my main modality, but I needed to know about it in order to share stories like this. But I highly recommend checking him out. And then also finding some DNA activation journeys that other energy healers and practitioners have put together. You can find a lot of them on YouTube that will help reawaken these archetypes within yourself of being a quantum healer. What was so incredibly beautiful is she emailed me back after I sent her reading, and she said, you know, I actually had cancer a year ago and I am completely healed from it. I wanted to get into this work deeper, but just didn't know how, and you have given me the resources to do so. And I voice noted her back and said, that isn't a testament to you being a cellular healer. Oftentimes I will meet with Lightworkers who have soul contracted themselves to go through whatever they are going to help somebody else with. So they have firsthand experience and can talk from a place of, hey, I have been there and this is what I did to heal myself. So that is her. I said, oh, thank you so much for that feedback and that confirmation. Love that. That you have done that for self. And what a celebratory thing in this life of you just quantum healing yourself out of that situation, and now you can do it for others. I would love to hear in the comments if this message resonated with you, if you feel that you are also a quantum cellular healer, psychic surgeon. Remember to give a follow to join the community, and I'm wishing you a very magical day.